All right, today we are going to be taking a look at evaluating the Jets QB situation with Zach Wilson's injury. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. Let me know what you talk about next in the comment section. Uh, I feel like with the whole Zach Wilson injury, they're probably going to start Joe Flacco. I've been hearing people speculate that maybe, you know, the Jets and Joe Douglas might actually go reach and work something with San Francisco so they can get Jimmy Garoppolo because we know the Niners got to pay him in like 14 more days. So, and if you do start Joe Flacco, Joe Flacco's 37. Joe Flacco's almost 40 years old. He's not the same Joe Flacco we seen play with the Ravens a few years ago. And I know he is an experienced quarterback. I know he is a Super Bowl champion. But in my opinion, I would go Jimmy Garoppolo over Joe Flacco. But you let me know in the comment section what you think.
I'm now joined by our NFL insider, Connor Hughes. And Connor, Jets back at practice after having Saturday off. Obviously, Zach Wilson not out there. What's the latest on Wilson?
Well, he's on a flight right now to LA, which is where he's going to get surgery. The Jets are going to do surgery on him on Tuesday, and that's when they're really going to be able to understand completely what is wrong with his knee and just check off every single box of what is wrong, what could potentially be wrong, and all that fun stuff. Because look, the MRI turned out it's the bruised knee, a little bit of damage in there as well, but they're not really going to be able to know if there's more damage until they actually go in there, they start poking around and they see. So right now the Jets are saying 2 to 3 weeks best case scenario, but they won't know the true recovery time period until he gets that surgery, and he's going to have it on Tuesday.
Being cautiously optimistic, obviously, but the guy who's replacing him, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
And like Robert Saleh said, this is a former MVP, Super Bowl MVP. I mean, this guy's been here, done there, been
there,
is
done
the guy.
that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, I think this is probably, as long as I've maybe been on the Jets beat, with the exception of the year where the Jets had Geno Smith and Ryan Fitzpatrick, this is probably the best backup quarterback situation that they've had. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, they do legitimately have a guy who can play. You think back in 2019 when Sam Darnold went down and the Jets had to go to Trevor Simeon and Luke Falk. Neither of those guys could play. Even in 2020.
You're bringing up some bad memories from some Jets fans.
Yeah, I know, right? But even in 2020, when they had Joe Flacco, they didn't really have Joe Flacco because if you remember, he didn't have an offseason program or training camp because he was recovering from the neck injury he suffered in Denver. Joe Flacco's been here, OTAs, minicamp. He's been here, training camp. He's having a heck of a training camp. We saw him here today. He was effectively able to move the offense up and down the field against the Jets starting defense. 16 and 19 passing. He did throw an interception, but it was a miscommunication with Tyler Conklin. They're gonna eventually erase those miscommunications the more Flacco works with them. So, it is a good situation, and it's kind of one of the reasons why the Jets now don't necessarily have to rush Zach Wilson back.
Which they shouldn't rush Zach Wilson back. Like you said, they don't need to. Week 1 against the Ravens, of course, that's the team Joe Flacco won the Super Bowl with.
Yes.
And he was asked, Joe Flacco was asked about that. Does he think about that?
He does. He thinks about it a little bit, and I'm sure he's going to be giddy and hoping that he plays in week 1. And I know for a lot of Jet fans, though, they don't want Joe Flacco to play week 1, right? They want to see Zach Wilson. But I asked Robert Saleh this up on the podium, and it was basically...
I mean, with an ACL injury, that's not something you can rush. So, I mean, I guess it is. It's looking like we're gonna see Flacco week 1. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section.
Like when you have an injury like this with Zach Wilson's knee, where it's that 2 to 3 week, 2 to 4 week area of where he could potentially be back, that's kind of circling week 1 as the potential date. Well, if Zach Wilson's telling himself, I want to be ready for the opener, I want to be ready for the opener, I want to be ready for the opener, well, there's the chance and there's the possibility that as he's recovering, as he's rehabbing, he might try to cut a corner here, cut a corner there, try to push it too far too quick, which could lead to more ailments, could lead to another re-injury.
And this is the same knee that he injured last season.
Yeah, that he injured last season. So it's almost better to say, you know what, Zach? You're not playing in the opener. You know what, Zach? You're not playing week 2. Week 3 is when you're going to be ready. This is going to allow you to have the full rehab, the full recovery, and that when you get on the field, we don't have to worry about any of these issues again. And I think that's ultimately where the Jets look. They're not there yet. They want to get him the surgery. They want to poke around the knee, see what potentially could be there that they don't know about yet. But I think that's what ultimately they're going to do. Zach's not playing the opener, potentially not week 2, but he'll come back at least by week 3, or probably by week 3.
And like you say, like we just talked about, you got Joe Flacco. Been there, done that. He's the guy.
Cool Joe.
All right.
Think it'll be interesting to see Joe Flacco go up against the Ravens. Think be interesting to see him go up against Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback. I mean, I know he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, but still, if I had to choose between Lamar Jackson or Joe Flacco for my quarterback to lead the current day Ravens, I would definitely choose Lamar Jackson. Um, Also, I really I like Sauce Gardner. I'm following him. I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do this season. Um, I'm not expecting the Jets to even make wild card this year, but I mean I'm excited to see them make some progress, man. I would say the NFC East over there. That's tough, man. Between the Bills, Patriots, my team, Miami, and then also fucking Jets. Like I said, that's gonna be a nice little team. And if the Jets can start competing, maybe like get into that like seven where they getting 7 wins a season and just start building. Like, in the next couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jets in the playoffs. But you let me know how you feel about this whole thing. I know Zach Wilson probably will be back in a couple of weeks, but I think Joe Flacco is definitely going to be starting the season off. Not sure how he's going to do. I know we've seen him do okay, but we've also seen him do not so okay post Ravens. So again, let me know in the comment section what you think about the whole Flacco situation. Let me know if you think they're even going to trade for Jimmy G because, again, Jimmy G is going to have to be paid super duper soon. I mean, I've been seeing he might go to Seattle. There was speculation he might go to Carolina, but Baker Mayfield just went down to Carolina. And actually, I'm going to look at that too because I always kind of eyed Baker Mayfield. I thought he was a cool quarterback in college, but we're gonna look at that whole thing with him, Sam Darnold, Matt Corral. So yeah, but I thought Jimmy G would maybe go down to Panthers. Now that I'm pretty sure that's not happening, he might go to the Browns because we know the whole Deshaun Watson situation. So I'm not sure about that. He might stay with the Niners. I don't think they're gonna pay him though. I really think the Niners want to rebuild around Trey Lance. They did just extend Debo Samuel. So not sure what direction the Niners are gonna want to go to. And then I just put a video. There is even speculation he might go to Seattle. Um, I'm not sure if the Niners would trade in division. Maybe Seattle will pick him up if they release him, or not exactly sure how that works. They might get him from another team. We've seen that happen, like it happened with Brett Favre. So, um, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with as far as the Jimmy G situation. But again, if you enjoyed the vid, like, sub. I'll catch you guys in the next one.